welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacqueline and I make new videos every week on a whole variety of things, lifestyle, beauty, adventure, all sorts of fun stuff. And I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And so today I wanted to talk to you guys about my skincare that I go back to every time I'm like having an issue. So right now you can kind of tell I don't have any makeup on. I have some mascara and eyebrow gel on, but I don't have any like face products on. I just have some vitamin C and a good sunscreen on, which I forgot to grab my sunscreen, but I'll grab it in a second. Anyway, you can kind of tell I'm having like a little bit of an issue from a 30-day skincare test I was doing. And so I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of talk about like the skincare I go back to every time I'm having an issue, the things I rely on to kind of get me back to a good spot. So I came up with a list of 6 things that I use in my daily routines, my morning and night routines that really help me get back to a good spot. So I thought I would share those with you guys because it's always good to start with like a really simple, good skincare routine, and then you can kind of add more things in if you want to. But honestly, in my opinion, the best skincare routine is a simple one. And I know if you look at like my old skincare routines, they might seem complicated, but if you look at them closely, you realize that it's really not that much stuff. I just do the steps kind of, I like elongate it, if that makes sense. But in all reality, I keep my skincare pretty simple. So yeah, that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. So the first thing that I always go back to every time my skin is having an issue is a good gentle cleanser. So I have my current favorite with me here. This is the CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. I love this one because I do have really dry skin, but it's also acne prone. So I want something that will clean my skin, get all that dirt and grime off of the day, but also not strip my skin. So this one's a great one because it has ceramides in it, some hyaluronic acid, good stuff that will all keep my skin barrier protected and rehydrate my skin. But it also just cleans my skin really, really well. I never feel like my face is stripped afterwards. If I don't get my next product on right away, I don't feel like my skin's like super tight and dry, which is a sign that your cleanser is probably too harsh for your skin. So I love this one. I always go back to it. It's not comedogenic either as well, so that means it won't clog your pores. So if you do deal with acne like I do, this one's a good one because it won't clog your pores. It's also fragrance free, has all sorts of good stuff in it for your face, but like I said, it just does a really good job cleansing. Another face wash I like, I don't know how good the ingredients are on this one, but I've never had an issue with it and I really like it on my skin, is the Clinique Foaming Wash Off or foaming cleanser, something like that. I'll pop a picture of it up on the screen. I used to use it all the time. It is a little bit on the expensive side for a facial cleanser, but I found that it left my skin feeling really nice and clean without, once again, stripping it. It also worked really well with my Foreo that I love. I don't think the Foreo is necessary to get your skin back to like a good place, but I really enjoy using mine. So I didn't include it on this list, but I think a good cleansing brush is a nice option to have, but definitely not necessary. So this is always my first step though. Obviously at night I'll probably double cleanse if I have sunscreen, makeup, that kind of stuff on, but just a really good cleanser is super important. So I love this one. And that is my first step in getting my skin back to a good place. The next step I love, this is a nighttime step, is my different gel. I've talked about this before, but for me, a good retinol is super important to get my skin back to a good place. Retinol just helps increase your skin cell turnover, and it just really helps to reduce, for me, it helps reduce my acne and my redness and stuff like that. So I like the different one because it's a stronger form of retinol, and it's formulated specifically for an acne treatment, which I like. So this is Adapalene gel, which is a form of retinol, and it's just really a good retinol for acne, I find. It can be kind of harsh, especially if you have dry skin. It definitely dries your skin out more, but if you work into it slowly and just do it like a few days at a time throughout the week, you can really build your tolerance up, and really helps me at least to clear up any skin issues I'm having. I do want to mention, obviously, retinol isn't a miracle worker. It does amazing things. It's one of my favorite skincare ingredients, but it's not going to cure your acne overnight. Most skincare in general takes 30, 60, sometimes even 90 days to take full effect and for you to really see those differences. And so that's the reason I like to do like my 30 or 60 day skincare test, because you can tell more after a 30 or 60 day skincare test than you can after a week. Nothing's big is going to happen in a week, and if it does, the long term probably isn't that great for your skin. So any of those miracle products, I wouldn't believe them. They probably aren't great for your skin long term. So this does take a little bit to like really get working and clear everything up, but once it does, it really does keep everything at bay, and I really enjoy it. Another retinol that I love that I've used before, and I did a 30-day skincare test on it, is the Liliana Naturals retinol. I'll pop a picture up again on the screen, and I'll link everything I'm talking about down below. But this one's really nice because it comes in a cream form, so it already has that extra layer of hydration built into your retinol, so you don't have to worry as much about the irritation and the dryness, because it does come in a cream form. And it is a gentle form of retinol as well, which is nice. But I thought it worked really well for my skin. I just decided that I wanted a little bit more oomph to my retinol, so that's the reason I switched over to the different. But if you're just starting out in a retinol, this is definitely a good place to start, and I really do love the Liliana retinol. So yeah, that's my next step in trying to get my skin back to a good place. Next up is a morning step, and in the last year or two, I've fallen in love with a vitamin C serum, and I've talked about it a lot on my channel, and I probably will continue to talk about it, and it's the Mad Hippie Vitamin C Serum. This is the only vitamin C serum I have found that works on my acne-prone, sensitive skin. A lot of the other vitamin C's have broken me out, caused skin purging, and my skin's also prone to scarring. That's why I have all sorts of redness and stuff. So having that skin purging was a big issue for me because it left all sorts of scars that now I had to deal with scarring as well. So I just find that this vitamin C is really nice and gentle, but it does the job. It helps lighten up my spots. I feel like it helps protect me against sun damage and free radicals and all that good stuff. But it really just feels nice on the skin. It's got some hyaluronic acid in it, which once again, with my dry skin, I'm looking for all that hydration I can get. So this is a really great one for my skin. I know, like I said, I've talked about this a lot, but it's a really nice antioxidant vitamin C serum with some hyaluronic acid. And I just really enjoy it. So every time my skin's having an issue, I definitely try to remember to work this into my morning routine before my sunscreen, and I just love it. So yeah, like I said, I've talked about this so much, so I'm not going to go on too much about it. If you want more information about this, I'll definitely leave my 30-day skincare test on this up in the corner and down below. I'm just obsessed with it, so I just wanted to share that again. All right. And then another thing I love to add into any skincare routine that I'm trying to get back on track is the hyaluronic acid. Now, if you have normal skin or oily skin or something like that, you might not need the hyaluronic acid, but if you have dry skin, hyaluronic acid will be your best friend. Basically, hyaluronic acid is a chemical that forms naturally in your skin, and it can retain, I think, like 1,000 times its weight in water or something like that. It's something crazy, but basically it's a humectant that will draw moisture to your skin and keep your skin really hydrated. So if you're dealing with dry skin issues, you want a hyaluronic acid serum. And this is one of my favorites. This is the CosRx Hyaluronic Acid Hydra Power Essence. They call a lot of theirs like their products essences. I wouldn't consider this an essence. This is like a serum consistency. And that's where I kind of put it in my skincare routine. I'll do, if I'm going to use a toner, I'll put this after my toner. And so I find that when I'm having skin issues, my skin needs some extra hydration to help heal the skin and repair that skin barrier. So a hyaluronic acid serum is necessary for me personally. And I just love this one. It doesn't break me out. It doesn't feel too heavy or anything like that. It just really feels like it's hydrating my skin. But on the flip side, it also doesn't feel too lightweight. Like I tried one recently that I'll talk about in an upcoming video that it just didn't feel like enough for my skin. So I really like this one. It feels like a really nice, thick gel, not thick, that's the wrong word, but like jelly sort of consistency serum. And I just really, really enjoy it. I've never had an issue with it. I'm actually almost out of this bottle. Another one from CosRX that I love is not technically a hyaluronic acid serum, but does have sodium hyaluronate in it, which is one of the ingredients that lots of people use to make hyaluronic acid serums, and that's their snail mucin serum, and I love that one as well. Like I said, it's not technically hyaluronic acid serum, but it has some in it, and it's a really great hydrator. But if you're looking for another strictly hyaluronic acid serum, I love the Vichy, I think it's the 98 mineral hyaluronic acid serum. I think that's what it's called, and I'll pop it up on the screen here. But I loved that one as well. It was just a little bit more expensive than this one, and I thought they were about on the same level in terms of hydration, consistency, and all that good stuff. So that's the reason I like to go back to the CosRX one all the time. But the Vichy one is also super nice, and it might be like a slightly more accessible product because I know they sell it at Target and Ulta, whereas this one I really only find this at Ulta. So that one just might be a little bit more accessible, but I think they're both beautiful hyaluronic acids and definitely something I'm looking to always put into my skincare routine when I'm having issues. All right, so the next thing I like to add back into my skincare routine is a good cream. I know I've talked about it a lot, but I have dry skin, and so a good cream for me is something that definitely needs to be in my nighttime routine and sometimes in my morning routine as well, depending on how dry my skin is. During the summer, it's probably just at nighttime. In the winters, especially when it's cold and dry, I might add this into my morning routine as well. If you have normal or oily skin, you might not need a cream as heavy as I do all the time, but for my dry skin, I love a good heavy cream all day, every day. I just love it. So the one I'm using right now and that I am obsessed with is again from CeraVe. This is their moisturizing cream, and it's just this huge tub. It's gonna last me forever, but it is great. So this has, again, hyaluronic acid serum, ceramides, all the good stuff that will help repair your skin barrier, which is really what you're trying to do when you are having skin issues. Usually it's because you've damaged your skin barrier in some way. Obviously, acne has many reasons why it forms, and again, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not an esthetician, this is just my opinion on what I do, but I find that this cream really helps hydrate my skin, but it doesn't feel too thick and greasy and like leave anything weird on my skin where it's gonna like clog my pores and make everything worse. This is actually non-comedogenic, which means once again, it's not gonna clog your pores. I know they have other forms of like lotions and stuff for normal to oily skin and normal skin and stuff like that. This happens to be for normal to dry skin, which is the reason I love this one. But I just find that this is super nice, and it really helps, once again, hydrate my skin and just bring it back to a really good spot. Another cream that I love and I'm currently not using, but I could see myself going back to it one day, is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. I loved this stuff. It was more on the expensive side, but it works really well, and a little bit goes a long way. And I just loved how this felt on my skin, and it has some like oats and stuff on it, so it helps oats and stuff in it, so it helps irritation on the skin. Even on the back, it says that it can help eczema, rashes, poison ivy, oak and stomach, I don't know what that is, and insect bites. So it has colloidal oatmeal in it, which is a skin protectant, and it just can help calm everything down. So that's the reason I always enjoyed this one, especially if I'm having any like severe dryness and it's causing irritation. This one can be really nice because of that colloidal oatmeal. I know they have some other scents, and I have tried the scented ones as well. I just don't like them quite as much. They smell really good, but they do have essential oils in it that can be damaging for the skin. They have like citrus scents in them, and they're not the best for your skin. So I really enjoy the original one. And I can definitely see myself going back to it, but this is a great cream if you're looking to calm some irritation on your skin. All right, and so the last thing I always make sure I have in my skincare routine, whether my skin is doing bad or doing good, one of the most important things you can have in a skincare routine is a sunscreen. So I like sunscreens usually that are a little bit higher in SPF, 30 or above for sure. So I have a couple that I like here. The first one is the Aveeno Positively Mineral Sunscreen. Mineral sunscreen, this one has zinc oxide in it. Is really good for sensitive, acne-prone skin. It's just more gentle on the skin. A lot of times it's non-comedogenic, and I just find it works better on my skin most of the time. So that's the reason I like this one. I also love that it's a 50, and it's a really nice sunscreen. It does leave a white cast if that's an issue for you. But I think it's a really nice one. It doesn't budge once it's on. It helps protect me from the sun, so my scarring doesn't get worse. It's free of fragrance, parabens, phthalates, dyes. It's hypoallergenic, and so I just think this is a really nice one if you're having some issues, that it won't cause any more issues. It's even made for sensitive skin, which I like. And I just think it's a good sunscreen. Like I said, it does have a white cast, but that doesn't really bother me. I like to apply it, kind of rub it in as as much as I can, kind of let it warm up to my skin. And then after a few minutes, I'll rub it in a little bit more. And that usually takes away the white cast for me. It's just, you have to be a little bit more patient than other sunscreens, but I really enjoy it. And I think it's a great sunscreen. The other one I like, and I steal from my husband actually every once in a while. I gave him a little skincare routine to do. If you guys are interested in seeing my husband's skincare routine, maybe I can like con him into, showing you guys if anyone's interested. But this is the sunscreen he uses, and I steal it every once in a while if I'm looking for something a little bit lighter. Maybe it's cloudy out, or maybe I'm just hanging around the house. It still has 30 SPF in it, but this is the CeraVe AM Facial Moisturizing Lotion with Sunscreen. So this is a mix between chemical and mineral sunscreens. This has marinite, oxide, I can't even read all of these to be honest, but it's a mix of chemical and mineral sunscreen. Once again, it's a 30 SPF, but once again, like all the other CeraVe products I've showed you in this video, it has ceramides, it has hyaluronic acid. This has niacinamide in it too, which niacinamide is supposed to be a gentle ingredient that can help calm irritation, and it helps lighten scars and all that stuff, and it can also help protect against free radicals, sun damage, all that fun stuff. I have a video coming up on a niacinamide serum, so if you're curious more on niacinamide, I'll have more information in that video. But this does have a little bit of niacinamide in it too, so it's like a good, just all-around sunscreen. It's a good moisturizer as well. If I'm using this, often I won't use a cream too. If I'm using the Aveeno one, I definitely go in with a cream first, because this isn't a moisturizer, this is strictly a sunscreen. So I like to put a moisturizer on first and then this. If I'm using the CeraVe one, I kind of just go in with this because it is a moisturizer as well. But it's oil free, and I just think it's a nice sunscreen for a little bit less coverage kind of days. And I like this one as well, and I keep stealing it from my husband. Yeah, those are kind of the 6 things that I always go back to. That's kind of like my starting point on my skincare routine when I'm having some issues. So like right now, that's pretty much all I'm using on my skin right now. When I'm having these issues, I kind of cut out everything else, and I'm just kind of keeping it simple. And I just find that's the best way to kind of reset my skin, let everything calm down, repair that skin barrier, and just really treat my skin well. I find that it usually helps in a week or two and everything will calm down. And it's just really important to have those products that you can go back to every time and you know is going to work for you. And so these are just mine. If you guys have any favorite products that you go back to every single time, I would love to know about it. What do you do to help your skin get back to a good place? Leave me a comment and let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. So hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you in my next adventure. Bye.